Alright, welcome back, friends. We have another deleted scene from Red, White, and Royal Blue. Several people have been sending this to me. Really enjoyed the previous deleted scene, so looking forward to this one. Not sure if I'll have to edit this down for YouTube, but leave a like and let's get into this.
When you told me on our first night together that you couldn't let anyone fall in love with you,
This is the lake house.
did you really mean that?
Poor Henry.
Once upon a time,
Story time!
there was a young prince who was born in a castle.
Oh.
And there had never been a prince quite like him. He was born with his heart on the outside of his body. Whereas the other princes
That's
and
very interesting.
noble children could withstand the slings and arrows of childhood, this prince felt everything acutely. Everything seemed to touch and threaten his unprotected heart. He didn't know that he was different, at least not at first. His family did. And they grew fearful that the people in the kingdom would see who he really was and turn against him.
They
His
didn't.
grandfather, the king, sent the suit a prince of armor
Sent the suit to a Prince of Armor?
and told him that if he always wore it,
Nothing would ever happen to him.
nothing would ever happen to him.
Oh.
And so for many, many years, the prince believed that he was safe. And the price he paid for his safety was his freedom. Until he met this devastatingly handsome young peasant boy.
Peasant boy?
Who was from this faraway land and said the most ghastly things to him
Faraway land of America.
that made him feel
Scene.
truly alive.
That's better.
First time in his life. And because of this handsome peasant boy, the prince's armor began to fall away
Oh, man.
piece by piece, until all that was left was the piece of armor protecting his heart.
It'd be so funny if Alex is asleep.
The peasant boy pulled and pulled at this last piece of armor, but the prince held it firmly in place.
Yeah, he did.
With every tug, the boy made a space between the prince's armor and his heart. And in that space, the prince's heart could beat freely once again.
Wow. Freedom! Oh, that's the end. Okay, I can see why this scene was cut. Sent the suit a Prince of Armor. They could have shot it again, though, but maybe they were already in post before realizing anything was wrong and they didn't have time for reshoots. But Alex's actor didn't break. Maybe it slipped right past him. I also think the scene adds layers to the film, though. Like, I wouldn't have blinked an eye if they included it in the actual movie, and I think it actually increases my appreciation of the film. And Henry's super funny. I love the teasing that these two feel comfortable doing. He called Alex a peasant boy. Oh my god. But yeah, the imagery of a person born with his heart outside of his body, I think it adds to the characterization of Henry that I thought we could have had more of in the film. Like I said in my reaction to the film that I related to Alex more, but I'm really vibing with Henry in this scene. Like, I think, like him, I'm more naturally emotional, and we saw him tamp that down with his suit of armor in the film, and I mentioned in my review of this movie that when Henry tells Alex to hurry, his voice quivers so much, and we really see into just how vulnerable he really is, how deeply he feels, and this scene acknowledges and reinforces all of that, and so it makes me really appreciate it. And of course, the way the boy in the story hides his heightened emotionality is how Henry hides the fact that he's gay. Also, how often do you hear fairy tales about a gay couple? Maybe they exist, but they're not like the most famous ones, and I can't think of any. I wish there were more out there. Also, I believe this scene takes place at the lake house before Henry ups and leaves after Alex starts making plans for their future. And this scene just adds an additional metaphor to use for the rest of the film. When Henry retreats to the UK, he's putting back on that suit of armor to protect himself. And this scene also has that line about nothing will ever happen to you, which Alex uses when he goes to see Henry. You can live in your tower and protect your heart for the rest of your life and nothing will ever happen to you. But Henry, nothing will ever happen to you. And yeah, this scene is just such good setup for that future scene. But for me, it was still a really nice moment because I got to realize where Henry was going with it based on where we'd wind up. And okay, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but stick with me for a second. After watching this scene, I'm hoping that at some point Alex introduced Henry to the MCU if he hadn't already seen it. I can imagine Henry not liking some of it that much, but there's a particular scene I think he'd really appreciate in Captain America Winter Soldier, because in this deleted scene, he says that the price he paid for his safety was his freedom, and how Alex made his heart feel more free again by peeling back his armor. The entirety of Winter Soldier is about the balance between safety and freedom, and in particular one scene, Cap's speech, "The price of freedom is high, it always has been, but it's a price I'm willing to pay." That line just fits perfectly with Henry's situation. It takes him a while to get there, but Henry risks everything in his life so that he can feel alive, so that his heart can be free. Oh man, look at me getting emotional over a deleted scene. But yeah, I was joking about Henry becoming more American because he's becoming more free, but the UK has freedom too. It's just the most stereotypical American thing. But alright, really enjoyed this deleted scene. Hope you enjoyed my reaction to it. Leave a like, subscribe in case they drop more deleted scenes. And if you haven't seen my reaction to the film, you can check it out over here. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye, friends.